Welcome back to this brand new episode of Leap, Live and Lemonade. Today, my guests are Bastiaan and Agith, partners in life and in business behind Jiffy Courses Online.
We create new tools, new templates for the platform Kajabi, so people can make more money with Kajabi and their students will stay longer on the platform.
Everything we do in our business is about Kajabi.
They share how this journey for them started with True Leap Energy in 2010 when Bastiaan left his government job to start his own business, and then how it got followed by Agith recently leaving her job to dedicate herself full-time to the same business and run it together. In some point in this episode, they will walk us through their latest release, which is called Nexus, turning flat courses into totally engaging and fun experience for your clients.
I quit my job and I knew nothing and I decided to be an entrepreneur.
We also wanted to make something that's very easy to work with, very intuitive.
We also get into deeper stuff, for example, the risk of building everything on one platform, what AI is doing to our jobs, and whether courses have a future. Let's get started. Hi, welcome to you both. Welcome.
Hey,
Agith.
hello, Eszter.
Welcome, Bastiaan.
Hi.
Hi,
So
Eszter.
nice to have you. And thanks for making time for this in the middle of boxes, move, and all that. I really appreciate it. I've had you long on my list because I'm really curious about your journey. So thank you.
You're welcome. We're happy to be here and
Yes,
tell a little bit
we're really excited to do this. So let's move ahead.
All right. So let's jump into it straight. The first question I love to ask everyone, and you will be no exception, is what do you guys do and why do you do what you do?
Great question. What do? We
do a lot.
We do a lot, and actually we do what we love to do, and that's something that grow into our lives, and we'll talk about it later. But we create new tools, new templates for the platform Kajabi, so people can make more money with Kajabi and their students will stay longer on the platform. They will learn more and they stay with you. And we just love to create those new features that evolves Kajabi to the next level.
Yes. And so everything we do in our business is about Kajabi. And so we make those templates, yet it's all packed into templates, but we make upgrades for Kajabi. We also help people with Kajabi. We promote Kajabi because we think it's a very good platform. So
and hopefully they will stay along.
Yeah, we've got 3 businesses around Kajabi.
Yeah, we built our full, we have 3 businesses around Kajabi built, yes.
Yeah, but your own businesses, you are not working for Kajabi. That's
no.
all your own business, right?
We're absolutely independent. And when you come to our website, there's a disclaimer that's saying we're independent from Kajabi and all of our opinions are just our opinions. And we love Kajabi. We just love to make it better. That's our opinion.
I will have a few questions about that. What made you guys end up with Kajabi? Because when you started your career in whatever that was, probably Kajabi didn't even exist. So
no.
How does someone end up there where you are?
Well, it's a long story, but I'll keep it short. But it all started in 2010 when I was working for the government and I wasn't happy anymore. And Achith told me, if you're really not happy, you can just quit your job. So overnight, I quit my job and I knew nothing and I decided to be an entrepreneur. And that was a really bold decision. It took some time before I actually understood what being an entrepreneur was. So I built several businesses and I started with building online businesses. And then in 2014, I planned to create an online course. And I started with Kajabi, the previous platform from a previous version from Kajabi. And I learned how the platform was working, what online business was doing, and what online courses were doing. And then I thought, I'm going to tell the whole world about this. I'm going to do exactly what Brandon Bouchard is doing and all those people. But they had a list with hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people. And I was just starting out. So that was also hard work. But actually, in 2018, Kajabi came with a new affiliate platform. And an affiliate platform or an affiliate program means that if you promote Kajabi, you get some kickback fee from Kajabi for helping them grow. Because you promote them, they pay you. And then I thought, well, that gives me an opportunity to promote Kajabi to the Dutch people, as we live in the Netherlands. And as Kajabi has not an option for European or Dutch payment systems, I'm going to build a platform that can actually integrate the European payments into Kajabi, and that's called Link to Pay, and that's one of our Kajabi businesses. And promoting Kajabi with the Link to Pay platform really ran off. And we focused on just this platform. I didn't focus on the whole world anymore. Just keep it simple to the Kajabi platform. With Link to Pay, we really started to grow naturally. It wasn't hard to grow anymore. And then what I learned by building the Link to Pay platform was, okay, if we build a payment platform, we can also build other tools. And with this, I created tools that really gave Kajabi new features like gamification items. And gamification is a tool people know from the game industry. When you play a game, you get a badge or you get a reward. You get some gratification that you think, oh, I won this, and now I want to.
Sparkles all over.
Yeah, sparkles and confetti, and you want to continue. That's gamification, to keep people going on. And when we're talking about online courses, it's hard for people to stay with a course. But when you are cheered up by just the software saying, hey, you did wonderful, you get the confetti, you get the pop-up, they feel motivated to continue. And I built this for the Dutch market, and actually there it stayed, and it was just getting dust because it was not promoted at all. And then Agith came, and her story starts from here. So let me tell you a little bit about your story.
Well, yeah, I just had a day job, so not much to do with the business, but taking a look, sometimes helping with some advice now and then. And I saw that gamification template that Bastiaan built, and I thought, this is so nice. This is so amazing, so different from what default Kajabi can bring to you. So I said, you must go wider. Stop focusing only on the Dutch market. This is good stuff for everybody that uses Kajabi. So it's when we started to build an English website. Well, we already had an English website, and it's called Jiffy Courses Online. So we just kept that one. So that's why we're called Jiffy Courses Online. And Kajabi discovered it, and they asked if they could use it as a template inside Kajabi itself. It's Gamify Lite. So when you start with Kajabi and you download one of the course templates, there's Gamify Lite, and that's what we created, what Bastiaan created, actually. So, and that's, we had a light version, we had a pro version, and well, suddenly it went booming. The whole world suddenly knew where to find us.
Yeah, and that's when you quit your job and started working full-time in my business. So it's now our business, and we run it together. And she does all the customer care and serve the English market. And when it comes to development, it's still my part, and I still focus on the Dutch market. So we have a pretty well separated job description, although we still work together, and we are partners in life too.
Yeah, yes. Well, that's important, because when you're partners in life and in business, well, you have to take care that you won't start killing each other or something like that. You have to stay friendly to each other. And since we both have our own talents, and we can do our own stuff, and we're not telling each other from, you're not doing this good or you're doing it wrong. It's just, we each have our own tasks, and that makes it very nice to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I love working with Bastiaan.
That's
and
amazing.
I love him as well.
I still hope so.
I definitely.
And you share the office, right?
Yes.
You both work from the same office space.
Yes,
I share the office with my husband, but we work on different businesses. And I sometimes, like every X years, I tell him, why don't we both work on the same business? And he's like, that would be the end of our relationship. We wouldn't survive. It's enough that we share the office. So yeah, how do you do that? Have you ever regretted this choice, or it has been feeling smooth?
I've never regretted this choice. So I don't know how it's
No.
about you, but I never regretted it. But as I just told, it's about my talent is not developing new stuff, but I'm all focused on what does a Kajabi hero want? What does he or she need? And what is the customer journey they can deliver to their students, to their members? And that's all in my mind. And I just like to help people, to serve people. And so that's what I do. And that's what I think about in everything we do. And Bastiaan creates something, and I always ask very nasty questions the moment he shows something new. And it's but what about this? And why can't we do that?
Well, those are the hardest parts in our relationship.
Yes.
I'm so proud about what I created. I'm so proud that I built something new and I really love it. And I give it to her and she says, "Oh, that button just sucks. It doesn't look good." And I say, "Yeah, I know, but it's not the button. It's
about everything you created."
But that's good. It keeps you focused. It keeps you laser focused. By doing your own job, well, actually, we can sit here at the office and walk and work for hours without even talking to each other, just because we're both focused on our work. And when we close the door, we're partners in life too. Again, also, when you're at home, you still can talk about, hey, you know about this client? We should help him like this, or do you know what to do about that? So it keeps on going. It's our life is completely integrated with our work, but also with what we do. And as we do what we really like, because Achith loves to take care of people and help them. I love to program. We're just doing what we like, and that's having fun. And when we look at the hours we make to work, that's actually more than we did when we were working for a boss,
employees
in companies. But
that's because it never stops.
But also because it's never boring. It's never a problem to help someone out or to create something new.
Yeah, and hopefully at some point you can also look at your bank account and see something better than when you were employees, right? that's why people also start their own
Absolutely. Absolutely. A must show on your bank account too.
Yeah.
Otherwise it wouldn't be fun. But otherwise she wouldn't have quit her job.
No. If it was risky, financial risky, I wouldn't have done this. No. But we're doing well.
We're doing okay. Yeah. That's good.
Let me ask you about the working fully around Kajabi. I used to have a membership, and then I worked with helping people with their Kajabi, but then I completely stopped that membership in 2024. And since then, my business is as well 100% on Kajabi, right?
Yes.
I'm not developing, I'm helping people build on the platform, but it often comes up, not maybe recently, but when I made the decision, it was definitely a tough one. Like, what if ever it goes down? Not necessarily that it disappears, but what if people's habits change or the whole like industry changes? And with you, your connection is even stronger, because I could say one day maybe that, okay, I'm gonna go high level and I'm gonna help people build there. How do you feel about this, like having all the eggs in one basket?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question.
It is risky, and you say, what if things change? But it already changes with the AI. It changes almost daily. Yes, so we know that this is risky, but we try to adapt with all the new developments, to try to stay ahead, try to develop new stuff that people will still find interesting, even in a world where AI takes over and information almost gets
A commodity.
free. It's a commodity, yes. But people will always want to learn and to connect. And I think especially that connection is very important. So I can learn, ask something to ChatGPT, and it will tell me anything I want to know, but it's just information. It's not knowledge, if you know what I mean. So it's just a bunch of data, but there's not someone helping you to understand or to really grasp it, and there is no people around you that will help you. And so that's what in our mind. So we think that will stay important. And if that stays important, people will keep using Kajabi. It's rather big business, so I don't expect it to stop within the next few years. But you never know what's going to happen. We can't predict the world, but well, I've always been a financial advisor for the government, and if I need to, I just go back.
Yeah, you can always go back to the corporate world or the government.
But I'd rather not.
No, we'd rather not. Now, what Agith is saying, and that's absolutely true. When AI was introduced 2 years ago, I thought, oh, that's nice, and it's really going that fast. When I look at AI, what it did for our business in the last 6 months, maybe only this year, we really we took the high-speed train in developing new stuff and creating new stuff. But it also comes with all the risk. People saying, yeah, but you can build your own website now. You don't need a designer anymore because some vibe coding can do it for you, or you can find all the information online. And that's true. But when you go to the people who really want to learn something, it's very hard to stay motivated learning by yourself. The number of autodidact people who just keep on learning and learning and learning is not that high. People want to be in a group. People want to feel connected with other people. And when we look at, well, I'm not really talking about Kajabi, but talking about the learning space we're working in. When we're talking about selling your knowledge, then we think there are 3 ways, and they're all connected together. And the first one is having your courses ready, and they must be top-notch. They must be good. You cannot create a course with ChatGPT and expect to make millions with it. There must be some real value in that. Second is people want to connect. So if you can build a community around it, and it doesn't have to be a standalone community, it can be a community for the people who are working on the same course. So they can connect with other people, they can learn from other people, they can be cheered up by other people. And then there's the third level, that when they come and they say, okay, I have the knowledge, I have the connection, but I want someone who can help me personally because I have questions I don't want to ask in the community, or I just want someone who's telling me, do this, do this, do this in my situation. So then you come to personal coaching in any way you like. And that combination of your knowledge built in a course with your community and with your coaching, I think that's a very powerful combination, and that will stay also in a world where AI can give you an answer in 0.1 second. Something like that. Yes.
So I guess this is your answer to when people say courses are dead. They are dead in a certain format. But if you do them well, they are still a legit way of teaching.
If courses are dead, then we don't need to send people to school anymore. Then school's over. Yes. And maybe the students think that, and maybe students hope they don't need to go to school. But it's just simply not true. It's when it comes to a simple course telling you how to, I don't know, how to build your homepage, how to set up a sales page, something like that. That's pretty common knowledge. But when it comes to getting everything done, and if you're not ready to do it by yourself, to get up, to set your clock, to go to the work, to do the work, to focus on it, then you need someone who's helping you to do it. And if you need someone who's helping you to do it, well, they need some environment in which they can do it. And that's your course. That's a coaching product. That's a community.
Yes. Courses aren't dead.
Oh, we hope. We hope.
We hope. Well, maybe 3 years from now we talk different. But I don't think it will go that fast, because people stay people, and people want to learn. I mean, I want to learn, and I'm not so special about that. So I'm always curious.
Oh, yeah. If courses are dead, then I don't know what I'm doing, because I buy one at least, I don't know, every 2-3 months I buy something, because that's how I move forward. Yeah. And
Absolutely.
also that AI, it was interesting. I think I talked about it when my mom, she came to visit not long ago, and she was like, with all this AI, what if your job disappears? And that's when I realized that what I was doing a year ago, that already disappeared. But I didn't care or didn't notice, because I evolved. But it's not that things disappear, it's that things change. And if you access it with the right openness, I don't think we should like just mindlessly, blindly go with everything, but whatever makes our job easier, I'm embracing it.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, my job is very different than what I was doing even just a year ago, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. It's going extremely fast. And when it comes to AI, I think the struggle we are currently in is that you need to understand that your job will change, and any job will change. Even jobs where people use hands will change. There will be robots building walls. There are already robots building walls. We don't need bricklayers anymore, but there's still need for people who can do specialistic stuff. But when it comes to AI, and you know your job is going to change, then just jump on the train and be prepared to learn and to adapt. And also, and that's hard, be prepared to understand that after 1 year or maybe 2 years, you need to learn again.
Yeah.
Because what you learned today about AI is not what you will learn in a year. Let me give you just a simple example from a few months ago. All the people were talking about vibe coding. Vibe coding is a way where you say, build a website for me about knitting, and it will build a website for you about knitting. This is a very easy way to do, let's say, just simple AI stuff. But when you say, this is my business, and you have your website, this vibe coding tool didn't build a full infrastructure around it to send emails or to do all other stuff, or it wasn't secured. And when you want to do all that stuff, you need to go deeper with AI. You can't trust on vibe coding. You need to build all kinds of systems that look at each other. Like if you have some tools programming, you can also build tools testing it, or tools looking at the security. And that's what AI is involving. And when I look at the people talking about the future of AI, vibe coding is already at the end of what they are using. They are already looking at new ways how to use AI in new tools. And then I think vibe coding, it's 6 months old or something.
Yeah.
It's going that fast. And that's what you need to learn. You need to change. Okay, we use vibe coding. It was fun. What's new? How can we use this? And this will happen for the next few years. And there will at some point where AI is that fast and we can have all the information that we need or to implement it, that it will maybe stabilize. It must be, because otherwise our brains will explode and we can't handle it anymore. And at that point, we know, okay, now we know how to use AI. Like the world of internet. When internet came, it went all over the place. And actually at this point, we pretty know well how to, it's stable, how to use internet.
Yeah. Do you guys ever ask for help from others, or do you handle everything, the two of you? Do you have anybody else on the team?
Well, not much, but it's mostly just the two of us. But both our daughters help 1 day a week. They're students and they just need a student job. So they do video editing and helping with websites and things like that.
Designing, yes.
Design, website building for clients as well. And I have a VA in the Philippines, Catherine. Yeah, she's amazing. She just does a lot of stuff for me, and I always think social media is difficult because, well, I don't want to be bragging about, oh, look what I'm doing. So she helps me with
Well,
that.
you should.
And yeah, she does a lot of stuff for me. But it's about hours a week. And you've got a VA as well?
Yeah, I have a Dutch VA working for me because for the Dutch market, we need someone who could speak Dutch. And we have a programmer who works for us for our link to pay platform, building that.
Yes.
But actually, we have two new really great employees. And that's Claude working for us, doing a lot. She has Claude and I have Claude coding, and that's absolutely taking away so much work or making it easier to create new stuff. It's not taking away work. Actually, we do more and we work harder than we did without AI, because every time we think, oh, that's also possible. Why not do that?
Yeah.
And then you're already took another half an hour to do that, or maybe an hour, and then you thought, okay, maybe yes, okay, it's good or it's not good, but it's helping it a lot. But that's but we're a family business actually.
Yeah, that couldn't be more a fun. The only one that doesn't work there is your cat.
Yes, that's true.
No, but we had people in we had employees
in the past.
In the past, but we stopped with that.
Better said, they stopped, and then
we stopped with that because we also we like the way it's going currently, and we don't want to have a business with managing 20 people or 50 people or 100 people, because that's a completely other business. And just coming back to what we do, that's the main important thing, that we do what we love to do.
Yes.
So yeah, maybe we're a small player in the market, but we play it well.
You are super well known, like whoever I come across in the Kajabi world, at least when I tell them, like sometimes I say, do you know Bastiaan and Agith? They're like, I don't know, Jiffy? Like, oh yeah, I know Jiffy. Either way, they know you guys now.
Yes.
How does this happen with Kajabi? If you can share about that, how do you get your template inside to be an official part of it, and why only one? It's an interesting backstory, if you are okay to share, because I don't know, but I've always been curious.
Yeah, it's absolutely a nice story, and we haven't shared that much that story. It all happened when I built the gamification template. It was just called Gamify. There was no Pro, there was no Lite, and I built it for the Dutch market. And I don't know if it was already on the English website. Maybe it just was there. And back in the days, there was no Kajabi website no place on Kajabi where you could purchase third-party website templates or just templates. There was no expert market, was nothing. And there was one person working at Kajabi. He wanted to examine if they could find new ways to help people with templates. And Kajabi is not focusing on creating templates. They want this part of creating templates. They outsource it to the third-party markets, us actually.
Yes.
And he came to me because he talked with Penny Clements from Australia, from Penny in Your Pocket, and he asked her, "Do you know other people who also create templates for Kajabi?" And she mentioned us, and so he came to us also, and he said, "Well, we want to add a few templates to the Kajabi store, or internally. It's not even stored. You get it for free. And we saw you have Gamify. Can we make a deal about Gamify? And then I said, well, if I sell you my Gamify, I'm out of business. That's a one-time fee or something. So we were discussing it, and I said, okay, I can give you a Gamify Lite version, and you can roll it out for free. And when people want more, they can come to us and they can purchase the Gamify Pro. And that has way more features and more tools and whistles and bells. And that was just a small agreement. It was just an afternoon call that we decided to do this. And then I don't think they actually thought what it would do with their position, because at that point people were all asking about these templates because they brought something Kajabi hadn't brought for years, something new to the templates, to the courses. And it's there. It's still there. Every few months they ask me if I can bring an update. So there are new features coming with the new Kajabi's rolling out all kinds of new features these months. And they ask me to update the template, so we update them, and then they're still there. So I think it's there forever, but it's just once. The person who all did this, he's gone. He's long gone by Kajabi. So it's a deal made in the past for the forever future. I can say one thing about the contract we had, that it was for eternity and for everywhere in the universe they could use Gamify Lite. So that's the contract. So I asked, so if you want to use this in 2467 Mars, or maybe on Saturn, then you still want to have the rights. Yeah, actually that's what we want to have. So okay, I can live with that.
That's amazing.
Not sure that I'm there.
So nice that it's still there after that person gone. That's super cool. And it still leads to you, right? If I want the Pro, I still end up with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. That's fantastic. I wanted to talk a little bit about the actual products that you created. I was just thinking at the back of my mind, how did I get to know you? But I'm not sure I remember exactly. It was either Gamify or a timeline funnel that I first discovered, or maybe I did something with Penny and then I ended up looking at your stuff. But to me, those two templates have really shifted everything for my clients. Like, it made things possible that they thought was like, they were almost like, I need a different platform. I'm stuck here because what, for example, Gamify does, the first iteration, the first way we applied it with a client, it wasn't even the badges that was most important, or the confetti, or the certificate. It was being able to connect a series of different courses and working with those Easter egg elements on the side, which appear based on the users, like based on what they have or haven't done yet inside the program. And we were able to build a whole ecosystem of different products playing together and showing different things to each user based on what they have already completed from the course and whatnot. And it was really something for that client where they said, Kajabi can't do it. And usually when someone says Kajabi can't do it, then my first thought is, I think Jiffy can. I just need to check.
Well, actually, it's our motto.
Check what they have. Yeah.
What I always say is, there's always a solution, but maybe we need to find it. There is always a solution, and sometimes we need to find it. With Kajabi, almost everything is possible, but there is way much more possible than people think that is possible. And that's what playground we have, because people think, okay, this is the limitation of Kajabi. And then we say, well, you can stretch it way up.
But you have to do programming. You can't
I have to,
the box.
Yeah, and what we try to do is build that for them.
Yes. But you can build a lot.
Yeah.
We can build a lot.
But what you were talking, yes, with the Easter egg cards, that it's just Easter egg card for people. An Easter egg is something from the movies, and that's something you find somewhere in a movie. It's a reference to a different other movie, and it's some kind of bonus. And we call it Easter egg cards in the templates because you could actually pop up content that was invisible at first, and you could show content based on what people were doing. So if they clicked an email, you could give them something in the template, or if they finished a lesson in another template with some tools, you could pop up something on page A and something on page B. You could just make it personal for them and personalize the experience. And I think there are actually a lot of people who stayed with Kajabi because of that. Because now that became possible.
Yeah, and that and so much more. Let me ask you, how do you know what to develop next? Like each one of these, Gamify, Timeline, then Kajabi Papers, then you had, what was it called? Fleeks with Gamify?
Gamiflix. Yeah, Gamiflix.
Yeah. So
yes.
And now Nexus, which we will talk about. How do you know what to work on next? Like each of these, I imagine, takes a tremendous amount of work. Like, how do you know what topic to put all this work into? Do you like do surveys, or is it just how you feel about what's missing? It's people's questions. How do you decide?
People's questions is important. You get questions about, is this possible or is that possible? And you have some heavy users that really try to get everything out of a template that is possible, and that have big courses and everything. That makes us wonder, but it's also what you come up with. So then he loves to play and thinking little things, or is this possible or is that possible, and just program it. It's his hobby. He's doing it on a Sunday evening. And I think, well, shall we do something else than GIF courses? And then he's programming.
I take my laptop and let's program.
Yeah, so it's a combination. Also questions that come by in the Kajabi community. And
it's my mind can't stop thinking about problems. So if I have a problem in my mind, it needs to be solved. It's a technical problem. So if I look at Kajabi and I look at, okay, there's some people want to have time-sensitive content on websites. They want to have timers, and Timeline Funnel is doing this. There are only external tools that can do that. Why isn't this possible with Kajabi? And then my mind starts working on, how can we do it inside Kajabi? And at some point, then I say, I know it. And actually, this point always comes, then I'm looking at Achith and I'm saying, oh, it doesn't work. And I don't know. And then she said, okay, what isn't working? Well, it isn't working because A is not good and B is not good. But if I could change the A, I can change. I know how to change A. That's good. And then she just says, yes, something like that. Yes.
He just starts talking, and I can't follow him, but I know that when he's talking, the solutions will provide themselves.
But we're listening carefully to the people who are using the templates. There are actually some templates like UpCourse. It's a tool to build rich content-rich lessons for courses. And I built something like that, and it was also getting dust. And then people were asking about it, and I said, okay, I did something like that. And then we really created UpCourse, and that was, we didn't even expect it that would be a success. But UpCourse, people really loved working with that.
Yes.
And I think, and with the gamification, it always starts with someone asking something impossible, seemingly impossible, me coming up with a solution. And then from there, we think, oh, but if we can do this, we can do that. And then we just brainstorm what possibility comes up. And we always try to keep the end user, the student, in mind.
Yes, exactly.
What do they experience? How does it work for them? And that's maybe because we did a lot of courses ourselves and built courses also. But that's a way to interact. And you already mentioned Nexus. We built this first, and then we tested, I think, for 2 months with beta testers, and they were heavy users, but they were actually pretty fast with it. And they came up with new ideas. They came up with user experience, but also user interface updates, asking for things, asking for new features. And that's how we currently build out a new template. And we just rolled out the first version, public version, but we already have a list with 15, maybe 20 new items we can add to the template, but we need to build first. And that's all because people were asking,
Yes.
hey, I want this. Can you do that? And some stuff can be done in, oh yeah, that's stupid. We forgot it. Let's implement it. And sometimes we think, okay, that's a challenge.
It's a challenge,
We love a
yes.
challenge. We grab the challenge. It will come in the next version.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a question of where you draw the line. Yeah, like people will, whenever you give people something new, something amazing, it opens up a lot more doors to, okay, but how about this? How about
How
that?
about that? Well, there is also a limit because it has to be balanced. The more you put in it, the more difficult it will become to work with it. And
Yeah.
with Nexus, we wanted to create a course template that looks amazing. You look at it the first seconds and you think, whoa, that's a great course. And we also wanted to make something that's very easy to work with, very intuitive. Just do some clicks over here and clicks over there. And gamification templates like Gamify Pro and Gamiflix, they work with offers and automations, and you have to build some complex funnels to make it work. But Nexus is not like that. Bastiaan started from scratch and built something completely new with new knowledge he had gained. And it's really simple to work with, and it's very easy to create an amazing student experience with Nexus.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's great.
It's what you said. We build it from the ground up. Actually, I was thinking about our flagship templates like Gamify Pro and Gamiflix. And then I thought, okay, but they're complicated for the people who are using them. There are so many options and they're hidden maybe, and people need to find them. And I was thinking about, can we integrate it? Can we make one template to rule them all? Can we build something new? And I think it was in January, just in the first week of January, I was talking to Achith saying, I got stuck. I can't build it the way I want to build it. If I really want to build it, I want to throw away everything and just take the good stuff and start from there. So it's not an upgrade. We're not going to say it looks like the other templates. It's going to be new. And that gave us the opportunity to, well, like the other templates, they were built based on new ideas, and they were built on the first version and build up. And then you have an elephant, something like that. It's just walking. It's big and complex. It had a lot of tools. And now we just said, okay, let's keep the good parts from the elephant and let's make it elegant.
This was a good
That's
one.
what we
You
did.
should use this on the website.
Yes.
Yeah, I just like, okay, that's my
It became elegant. Yes, I like
yeah.
this one.
And but using the knowledge we had gained with the other templates, using the questions people came, the ideas people come up with the beta test group, we could say, okay, but now we can really optimize all the parts we like to do. Well, I think that's what really is really good for the people working with this template. You don't need an assistant to walk you through, to talk you through. You don't need to set up difficult automations to completely personalize your template. You can personalize the template inside the template itself. You can show lessons if you wanted to, but you can hide lessons also. You can those gamification, the Easter eggs you talked about, those items that can pop up. Every item can pop up. So you can pop up a full collection of lessons just because people wanted to learn something about X or Y or Z. And you can bring in a completion of a collection of lessons because it is spring, or maybe because it's Christmas. And those lessons are already in your course, but now they're on top of it and people can watch them. And if they watch them, they're all gone. So they're not gone from your course, but they're gone from the dashboard they're working on. So they're just seeing the lessons they have learned. We took a lot of stuff to compare with, and I was actually sitting for the TV for hours, and they were talking to me, my kids and Achith. What are you doing? Why are you sitting for Netflix? Why are you sitting for HBO, for Prime, for Disney? What are you doing?
You were
and
looking at the logic, right?
And I was just looking at the logic. What are they doing? How did they do it? What's happening? What happens when I do this? And all the knowledge, we thought, okay, what is the environment we want to create, and that it will be so easy for people to navigate. They know how to navigate. When you start with Nexus, your students understand what to do because they're used to do it already when they look at Netflix or at HBO. And that really helps.
You never get an instruction on how to work with Netflix or Disney Plus or something. It's very intuitive. And we wanted to Nexus work like that as well. And also optimized for mobile, so most people work on mobile. So we really had a next level experience in our mind when we developed it. Talked about it a lot, and I really love the result. We both do.
Well, the first people who were working with it, they really love the results too.
Raving fans.
You want to bring it up on the screen and show us?
I can show you a little bit about Nexus.
And in the meantime, I'm going to share with you my first impression because I just entered into it. Like, I saw your email about it releasing today.
Yes.
And like 20 minutes before our call, I just started checking it out. And you know what? The way I look at things from you is how can I help my clients best in bringing out the most of it? And with this, my first thought was, wow, my clients don't need me with this. Which is amazing because so many times what stops people from getting such templates is, oh, I don't have the time, the energy, the knowledge to actually get through the whole process of installing, applying. And it looks like this will be super easy, not just for users to manage, but for site owners or for their team to just turn it on and select whatever way they want things to be displayed. It looks like really self-explanatory. Quick pause. If you've ever felt like your business is running you instead of you being in charge, this is for you. Here is what I know for sure. Putting your life first is the only way to build a business that feeds your juiciest dream life. That's everything. That's what I built everything around. And now I'm putting it all into a membership called Life First Lab. Everything I actually do, not just the mindset, the mechanics, automating, delegating, hiring, working with your team, money management, working with AI, all of it in one place. And we're building it together, shaped around your world, not just mine. To find out everything about the lab, just navigate to esztergodor.com/lab. That's esztergodor.com/lab. Okay, back to the episode.
Yes. But you have to think about what do you want your students to experience. But you can keep it simple. If you've got a good course, just put it in Nexus and it looks great, and say, well, let's use those lessons as some onboarding experience and make it disappear when it's done. And then, well, you've got your complete outline with all the courses, and change your colors. You can have it set up in 30 minutes, I guess.
Yeah.
But you can create a far more personalized experience, but you have to understand what you want to create by then. But it's just like we work. You hear certain things, and then when you know what's possible, and since it's easy to know what's possible. You just adjust and think, oh, let's try this one or that. Well, you can certainly do it without some VA.
Yeah, but we're talking about shifting business. We're talking about shifting your the way people work. And as we look at the previous versions of our course templates to set up a Gamify Pro, to set up a Gamiflix, it was pretty much work. We know that. That was always what we thought. Okay, how can we improve this?
Yes.
And I know we have a lot of people, VAs. We send people to. If we get questions from clients, they want to have help. We send them to VAs. Okay, you can help them.
Service
but
providers.
That's little part. Maybe that's simpler for them. But the next step with Nexus is that you can set it up in 30 minutes, but make that personalized experience. That's not difficult to set up,
No.
but what's more difficult is to understand what the personalization is you want to manage. Why do they want to see this lesson? Why do you want to give them this collection of lessons? Why do you want to pop up this information? And that's not something the average teacher understands directly. And I think that's a place where the service providers can come in and really present value, because the more personalized that course environment becomes, the more the students will stay, and the more they stay, the more they will pay. That's another quote we came up.
The more they learn, the more
Today
you
you
earn.
are coming
that
up
was
with
it. The more
Oh,
they
yeah.
learn, the more they earn, the more they stay, the more they pay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But coming here to the Nexus template, you see currently on screen for the people, the first thing that pops up is a big banner scrolling with all the images, and this is definitely some Netflix styled inspired banner, and it takes the images from the specific lessons, and on the left side of that image, you can present the content information from that lesson. That's the title, the duration. You can highlight it as a favorite lesson. And actually, what you see here, there are about, I think 16 dots. So it will scroll automatically, but you can select which lessons you want to put in here. So you can put in here your, the one category. A category is a collection of a normal collection of lessons, but you can also use specific lessons. You can add just 3 onboarding lessons in this banner, and when they have seen the onboarding, they can be disappeared. Every lesson can be disappeared after it is finished. So after they watched all the 3 onboarding lessons, this full banner is gone, and the next time they will come, they will go to the outline, your course outline, if you want to show that to them.
Now maybe you should tell something about the collections, the freedom you get with the collections. We call this collections because you can collect lessons and modules you want to show. And normally in Kajabi, you've got your outline, and that's the order the lessons will be presented. But now you've got ultimate freedom. So because it's almost Christmas, you want to show other lessons on top than you normally do, or because you have a challenge for that month. You can have so many reasons why you want to change the order, or why do you want to hide certain parts when they're finished and others not. So you can do anything with what you want to do. You can do anything with it what you want to do, and it's just with a few clicks. You just change it, hustle it, and make it yours and adapt it the way you want to adapt it. And you can have 5 collections, 10 collections, or just one. The easiest one is just show your outline. Then it will show it the way you've created it in your outline in Kajabi, or just play with it. But this is totally new, and people don't know it. And then I think, they have to learn from what can I do with it. But it creates so many new possibilities. As you can see, I'm very excited about this one.
Yeah.
My mind is already racing by seeing this. So may I ask you something that just came up? So in my own programs, and especially the latest coaching program I put out, I would have a starting quiz of where you are right now on your journey. So do you think it would be possible to do that quiz, and based on the outcome, let's say there are 4 phases or 4 profiles, could it take the person to the collection they have to start with?
Yeah, that's absolutely possible.
Yes, it is.
What you could do is, when we're talking about the collections, and on top of the collections, there is a section, and this is just a section when people work with Kajabi. It's a section in Kajabi. So in this section, you can put in information and content, and here you can put in an extra block with your quiz coding. So this quiz is is it a quiz in Kajabi, or is it a quiz external? That I need to ask. Maybe there are always multiple options. But if it's a quiz in Kajabi, you could use a lesson. But if it's a quiz with type form, something like that, it could be in this section. And based on the outcome,
sometimes I have to use interact, because this type is mostly one that needs to add up points, scored quiz, which I think Kajabi doesn't do.
No.
So in that case, it would be an interact form.
Well, with interact, you get, let's say, 4 outcomes. And then it's the question how to get that information back to the student in your course. So probably you will use Zapier, and you can give them tags, or you can give them something in Kajabi, and you could also start an email sequence. But when you use something like interact, you could also give them a ghost offer, as it's called. It's just an empty offer. And with an empty offer, you can select any collection. Let me just showcase this in the demo. We have a collection here, and you can go to the display conditions, make this collection conditional. And on top, you will see a blue line telling you this is a conditional collection. And you can show or hide this collection. We want to show it based on an offer. And let's just take any offer people can have. So you created an offer. And now this collection here will be shown when people get this offer. So if Interact says, hey, they have answer A, you can give them the ghost offer A, and this collection will be shown for them only, and other people will not see it. So that's the way to just show the information they need or they get based on the outcome of a quiz externally. Another easy way is, and that's what we were talking about, maybe you just want to show a new collection based only if they have watched the previous collection. So they cannot do a sneak preview to future lessons. They just want to you just want to show the lessons they have currently access to. And then you can make this conditional setting to a category completed. You select a category that they have completed. And with Kajabi, every category had an ID, and it's difficult on how to find it. So we added an option, let's say find IDs, and it brings all the category ID just on screen. Click on it, it is copied to your computer memory, and you can paste it in the sidebar. And now this collection will be shown when people have completed that specific category. So it's really easy to pop up information, and all the items in Nexus can be shown or hidden based on an offer they get somewhere, like we did in Gamify Pro and in Gamiflix,
Yes.
or it can be shown on a completion of a full category, or maybe categories, it can also be multiple categories, or it can be shown based on a lesson of multiple lessons they have finished. So if you want them to see a new category based on lesson number 3 in the first module and lesson number 7 in the 7th module, you can make a collection popping up if they just watched those 2 lessons. Or you can also grant them a badge if they have watched those 2 lessons. Or you can pop up information in your section. So all items do have the same conditional options, showing it based on offers, categories, and lessons. And that makes it extremely flexible to create a personalized outcome for them. And hopefully the students will stay longer. And the longer they stay, the more they will pay.
I love it. It's again, like with other tools that you have out there, I see the same thing. Like my client comes in with an idea, like, okay, this is what I want to build. And then I say, okay, let's get Gamify and we will build it. And when we are 2 weeks in, there are like 125 other ideas on top of what we have originally thought of. So I see it here as well. It's more the control of, okay, how do we not make it an elephant? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, and
exactly.
keep it elegant. Yes, absolutely. Well, that's
we had a lot of input from our beta testers, and sometimes we said, no, we're not this. If this is what you want, let's go back to the student experience you want to create, and how can you do that with what's already inside Nexus, because adding what you ask will make it so much more complex, and we want to keep it simple. We want to keep it intuitive.
Yeah, but with Nexus, it's not needed to make it complex. So when we come back to the collections, when you start with Nexus, you always start with one banner. And that's because we love the banner and just showing it. And then comes the outline. But a normal course can just be your outline. You can just go to the collections and let me hide the banner for the people who are watching. And now this is your course outline here, and you can decide how to show it with different options, like a slider with 4 cards, or maybe you want 3 cards on the slider, maybe you want to have a grid or a different outline, but it's just there. It's working already. You don't need to do anything else. It's already working out of the box. We just give you the tools to create the ultimate freedom in your course experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
where does the community sit? I saw it briefly on one of your videos that it's like inside here, so it doesn't take you somewhere else.
Yeah, tell something about the navigation sidebar.
I like to talk a little bit about the navigation sidebar, because
you take the
what
lead.
and we come to the community also, but this one you can see in the little text here that the community is not connected in this demo template. So I need to go to a different template for that. But what we decided is we want to have one navigation. It's the left sidebar here with all the options. And you see there's a huge list of options you can use. And one of them is also the community. We have the community here. So let me just go to a different template and open it. And maybe you can talk about the integration about the community, and I can find the template.
Well, I want to talk about the navigation sidebar, because that's what Bastiaan was looking at when he was looking at Netflix and Disney Plus and things like that. He created the navigation sidebar. That's just a small column in the left side of your screen. So you keep a lot of space for everything that's important, but you see those icons. So you know what is there. They're logical icons. It's an icon for home, for your lessons, for your downloads, and for your community. And then when you click on it, it opens. So it's logical, and it's Bastiaan also removed other menus and other parts. Everything is here in the sidebar. So you don't have to look for.
And when you go
anything
to your
else.
template, you will have the option to add a community, also the Jiffy chatbot. I'm going to talk about it later. Let me preview this template. And here the template, you see there's a banner also here with just 2 lessons. And then when you've watched lessons, they are gone. Then we have the outline. Going to the left sidebar, you have the community. And what we wanted to do with the community, there are 2 ways to integrate the community with a course. That's by integrating the community inside the course, and you can also integrate the course inside the community. Now we are in the course template, and when you click on the community, it pops up the community circle, and people can immediately ask questions about our Nexus template because it's connected with the Nexus community. So people are here, they can ask the question when they are inside the template itself.
Yes.
The other option is to go to the community itself. Let me go to there.
Yes.
So now we are in the Kajabi community.
In our own community.
Our own community. So this is for all our courses. And what we do is that when people get access to the Nexus access group, so in Kajabi you can make different access groups, we integrated the template in the community back. So here we have the Nexus tutorials, and that's actually a link to our course, our Nexus course. So now it opens the Nexus course inside the community. And so people can now watch the lessons here. They can stay here. They have the community here also. And when you go on mobile view, it still works perfectly together. Also in the branded app, when people go to the course through the community, it completely works inside the app.
Yes.
And this is a way how you can also integrate a page, a landing page here, or let's call it a course landing page, where this information can be changed based on what they're doing. So if you make this, let's say, course template their homepage in your community, it could be your homepage, then the first thing when people come in is the information they actually need to see for them specifically, because the content can be changed on what they are doing. And now the community becomes a personalized experience also.
True.
So that's 2 ways to integrate the community and the course. One way is to add the community as a pop-up in the course, and the other way is to use the course in the community. Another option is when people are here and they think, oh, which group do I need to ask my questions? There's so many groups, I don't know. When they go to the community item here, it still pops up and they can answer here. And this is the same Nexus conversation circle as we had here on the left side. So it's also very easy to use. The other item we were talking about is this little robot item. And it's our Ask Our Jiffy Bot. And this item is new. Let me hope that it's not staying blank here. That's not what we wanted to see. Let me go to the Ask the Jiffy Bot. There we have it.
There it is.
Here it is. And this is a new feature Kajabi is rolling out at the end of June. So probably it's just rolled out to everybody. And this bot is integrated in Kajabi. You can create a bot, an agent that is consuming on all the course information. So all the courses will be transcribed by Kajabi, and this bot will be filled with that information. And you can integrate that bot inside your course template. And if you ask questions, then it will help you about the template. So how do I use the community in Nexus? And it will be thinking, and then it will give you an AI answer, of course. And I designed this bot that when it doesn't know the answer, it suggest to go to the community and ask the answer, or at the end, if they really don't know, that they give me, that they can email us and ask it. But I also forbid it to hallucinate and come up with answers that don't work. So I tells it, you can only answer what you actually knows. Well, at this point, it's still in beta. Kajabi hasn't rolled it out, so it's thinking and thinking. I was hoping that we could have an answer back. Hopefully that will come in the next time. No, it keeps on thinking. So that's a little bit disappointing. But as it is in beta, it will be rolled out at the end of the month of June, and hopefully it's all working when people are seeing this.
Perfect.
But it's a new feature Kajabi is rolling out.
Tell me a little bit about the branded app, because the biggest question, or the question I get asked the most when I talk to someone about Gamify, or even when I mention Nexus, is, will this work through the branded app? Does it work only embedded inside the community, like you mentioned? Or does it like fully work even if I access it from the library? Will the badges show and stuff like that?
Well, the branded app itself cannot be altered with a template. So there's we always have to look for ways to work around it, but it does work embedded in the community. So, but
yeah, it's disappointing, and that's the disappointing thing about the app, Kajabi's app and the branded app, that they really have close the environment of the library. So the library itself, Kajabi decides how you see it, what you get to see. You have absolutely no influence on it, however, or whatsoever. But when you use the community, you get all the options, and that's really strange, because if you have it there, then just kill the library, because you don't need the library anymore. It's a fight we can't win. So everything can be done in Kajabi, yes, but we can't fight the library that's in the app. Yeah. And actually, you don't need to use the app. You can just go to the person's homepage or website page on mobile, log in, go to the community. You have the same experience as you have in the app. So the app is, it's nice that people can download something from the App Store, but for the community and the experience, you don't need it. And if you're not using the app and you're just using your browser, everything is fully working. So it's a limitation in the app, and because
we get that question, we get it.
We get it a lot, and we added a new frequently asked question to our sales page and information page too, just about the app and the branded app.
Yeah, one of our beta testers, Kate Hepburn, she said, "Oh, I'm going to ditch the app."
I'm going, because of this.
Especially from a cost
she liked
perspective.
it so much better.
It's the best. It's probably the best way to do it. Yeah, but I love it that you can embed it there, and it will fully work, because there everything will work. The badges, the collections, the confetti.
Yes, if you use the community, and you can embed it, and you can create a central hub where everything comes together, and that's what I like about how it looks, how it works. It is you can create a really integrated experience.
Yeah, what we try to do is make it simple. So
in the meantime, there's one more thing I wanted to ask you guys.
Yes,
it's about the pricing structure. Me and my clients are used to the fact that it's mostly you buy the template and then it's yours. And I've seen today that this one is a subscription basis. So I just wanted to ask how that works.
Well, it is, since most templates is just something to make your course look nice. But what we actually deliver is a new level of Kajabi with all kinds of upgrades, extra functionalities that you normally don't have. And we have to update that constantly, and we want to keep Nexus top of the bill. When you're a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, we still want Nexus to be the best there is. So we keep developing it, but that's different from a normal template. It's just looks very nice. So we have to keep working on it. So it felt logical to take this step, to make it a subscription model, but fairly priced. So we don't. I don't think we ask too much for it.
No, we don't.
But I notice people really have to get used to it. But it's like when you want, well, you pay for Kajabi, even if everything is set up, you keep paying for it because they deliver a certain service. And we also deliver a service by providing extra functionalities.
And what you try to do, we make it simple for people to maintain, to install. So if they can save 1 hour on their assistant a month by a template that's working, now they can save 10 hours on their assistants a month because the template is so simple to work. And well, that might cover some of the costs.
It's
If people like it that much, they stay longer and they pay more.
Absolutely. And that's also by introducing the subscription model, we could also introduce a free trial. And that's the fun thing about Nexus. You can just install it, play with it. And if you think after 30 days, this is not something I want to use, you can cancel it and there's no commitment at all. That was not possible with the previous template, because if we gave you the template, you could use it forever. That's why we always said we cannot give you money back, because when you have it, you will have it forever. And I can't say you're not allowed to use it anymore, because that's up to you. And that's, so we thought, okay, let's do this. Let's give them the free trial. Let's give them a subscription. And when you can count out what you pay on yearly basis, it's even less than the other templates. But it's also gives you the option that when you don't use the template anymore, you can just stop and quit with it. It's finished. But it's new to the template world, we know, but we also think that what we are delivering is something new in the Kajabi world. And it's subscription is something, actually everything is going to subscription currently. All tools are going that way. So it's just giving us the opportunity to keep on developing and to keep delivering services to the group really loving Nexus.
Yes. It also guarantees for everyone that starts with it that they know they get a template that will be kept up to date all the time.
That's
for as long as
a guarantee.
Yes.
Because sometimes you are like, ooh, like my clients sometimes ask, how do I know they don't disappear in a month? Like, I'm like, no, they don't. But with this one, you have the answer. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
What if I wanted to use it on multiple courses? Would I have to have multiple subscriptions, or would it be just one subscription and within the same Kajabi site, the number of times I want to use it, I can, like with your other templates?
Yes, exactly. It's the same idea, so you can use it on 1,000 courses if you like.
In one Kajabi, on one Kajabi website, yes. So it's so if you have multiple courses, just install it. We also come up with multiple designs, and it's as long as it's within one Kajabi website, you're free to use it as many times as you like.
Yes, I also had a question with someone who said so. But when I download one of the templates, we provide several designs within the Nexus environment. But when I download it, am I obliged to stay with you? Or no, just download it, play with it, download another one. Just do what you like with it. It's all yours. And if you don't like it, after 30 days, you just say, no, it's not my cup of tea. It's okay.
We really love to keep things simple. And that's also with this subscription base. You get it, use it on one website as many times as you like. If you don't like it, you can stop it. So just keep it simple and no Yeah, actually, that's our motto. How can we make it? How can we simplify it for other people?
You've got a lot of mottos.
I love mottos.
Today you've collected a list of them.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely.
For someone who is listening and they are like, I want to get started today, we're gonna have a link below where you can just click and get started and try it out for yourself right away.
Mm-hmm.
Before we finish off, let's go a little bit back to you guys. This is
Yes.
my usual last question, and I think with what we just discussed today about our jobs evolving each year, where do you see yourself in 3 years?
Great question.
That's a great question, but it's also a difficult question because the world is changing so fast. And I know that you didn't do what you're doing right now. You didn't do that a year ago. And it's the same for us.
And you didn't know that.
And you didn't know that. So it's a bit, we have to stay flexible. It really feels like that. So we have to move along. And I do hope Nexus will be very successful and we can keep developing Nexus in 3 years. We just have an even better
environment created.
Yes, course environment for Kajabi. But I don't really have
No,
I never did. So I was always going along with the flow and see what happens.
Yeah, well, coming back to one of your first previous questions, what about all the eggs in the basket, in the Kajabi basket? Well, that's certainly one thing that can change, that can shift our business. So if Kajabi is doing well, stays well, and they just need to stay in this new AI storm, and if they survive, then we will just continue serving our clients, making stuff better, integrating it, coming up with new stuff. There's always new things that can be created, can be done, can be improved. So that's what we love to do. If Kajabi comes to an end, on what reason, however, and that will happen within the next 3 years, well, maybe we can shift Nexus to different platforms. I was already thinking about that. Maybe there are other platforms that can also use Nexus as a new environment layer, and maybe we just wait for that and see what's happening then. I think we have focus for a certain point in time, and that's just going like Achith said. It needs to shift a little bit based on what's happening. But if everything goes well,
we just go on.
We just go on doing what we love to do, helping people.
And you'll definitely be in your new house, right?
Definitely.
That's true. That will be in a few months. We will be in our new house, and then we run the office from there. The office we currently have will be gone.
I should come and visit you one day.
Oh,
yes.
You should.
We are not that far. I guess many of your clients are overseas, but I'm quite close.
Yes, most are. Yes.
Absolutely true.
You're nearby.
Well, thank you so much, Achith. Thank you, Bastiaan. And thanks for sharing these behind the scenes stories as well. And it was amazing to get a little bit of insight into Nexus. I wish you all the very best with this new rollout and, of course, with the house. And if anyone wants to check it out, you guys just follow the link below. And if you have any questions, then both me and Achith and Bastiaan are there for you, and we're happy to help. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for talking about our business. It was a pleasure to do.
Yes, thank you for inviting us to your podcast. It's great. Thank you.
Thanks.